This is the engine that keeps Australian horticulture ticking over. On this farm near Stanthorpe in southeastern Queensland, one tractor load of backpackers in the morning converts to 10 tonnes of apples by afternoon.
Labour is absolutely essential to horticultural operations like this. Without backpackers, we wouldn't be farming today.
Jeff McMahon is a third-generation farmer. His family is one of the largest organic fruit and vegetable producers in Queensland. He supplies farmers markets and one of Australia's big supermarket chains.
How's it going, Lars? The fruit looks pretty good?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Backpacker labour is good quality. We find that the backpackers that come to our farm over the last 20 years, and I've used about 3,000 of them, actually care about the job they do. And this makes a tremendous difference in our quality, and that means we can be competitive.
Backpackers are vitally important. Last year, 40,000 backpackers came to Australia to work in agriculture, and they pick a lot of our food, around 50% of horticulture.
Most pickers are foreigners who are in Australia on working holiday visas. German Christelle Reicher has spent the past year working her way around country Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland.
Travelling is so expensive in Australia, and you have to work that you can make a lot of travel and see the nice places in Australia.
Danish social worker Liu Perder came to Australia on the basis she'd be earning $18,200 before paying any tax. But that's set to change. From July, foreign backpackers will have to pay the federal government 32.5 cents of every dollar they make.
I wouldn't stay here as long as planned because I think the tax is too high. So I would be traveling further to other countries.
Whereabouts?
Like New Zealand, Fiji and Indonesia because it's way cheaper.
It's like shooting the goose that laid the golden egg. Like, you know, you can't tax people unless they come to the country. And then if you've got less backpackers, we're going to suffer economically and there's less revenue to the government. And then talk to the hospitality industry and then talk to the tourist industry. There's no sane reason for it.
Horticulture is worth around $10 billion to the Australian economy. It's growing very, very fast. By 2030, horticulture will be worth $30 billion. But not having the backpackers and available labour will actually stifle and bottleneck the growth of horticulture.
But Federal Treasurer Scott Morrison is standing firm.
But they're coming here for a holiday, not a tax holiday, and where they get the opportunity to come and work and spend the money here, that's fantastic. But people should pay their fair share of tax in Australia.
The Treasurer estimates the backpacker tax will harvest $540 million over the next 3 years. But even some within government question that.
If we have fewer backpackers arriving, then that tax take actually is a lot less than calculated.
Victorian Liberal Dr Sharman Stone says backpacker labour is vital in her electorate of Murray.
I would say it was critical. We have indeed about 27% youth unemployment, but at the same time we depend on backpacker labour for our abattoirs, our fruit picking, working in a lot of our dairies.
Dr Stone also chairs the Coalition's Agriculture Policy Committee. She's looking at whether changes to backpacker superannuation could soften the tax blow.
So we've been encouraged by the Minister to look at a package which might make it less a case of the backpacker seeing a third or so of their salary going.
The Minister referred to is Barnaby Joyce, the Agriculture Minister and newly minted Deputy Prime Minister. Publicly, though, he's towing the party line.
It became quite clear and apparent after the tax came in, there were major changes, then we're of course willing to consult and consider and see what we need to do then.
He says seasonal workers from Pacific Islands will help address farmer concerns, but stopped short of saying they would plug any labour gap caused by the backpacker tax.
I'm confident the seasonal worker program is well supported and people want to be part of it. We're expanding it and that helps our relationships with our Pacific Islands as well as helping people in regional areas get their crop off.
In the packing sheds and orchards around Stanthorpe, farmers say seasonal workers are no substitute for backpackers.
We need a workforce that is highly mobile and flexible, and that's what backpackers bring for us. Seasonal work program, yeah, it can certainly provide a core for us, but we need that mobile population that can come in and fill in the peaks when we have those peaks. It's a long, long way to bring someone from Pacific Islands to 4 days' work.
The Farmers Federation is proposing a backpacker tax of 19 cents in the dollar. Samuel Bassett from Wales believes that's fair. He says a 32.5% tax would cut his hourly earnings to just $14.
I want to go out to the communities, I want to go and see the communities and travel around Australia, but with this new tax change I'm not going to be able to do that. It's that simple.
Average backpacker makes around $15,000. They contribute back into hotels, accommodation, food, but more importantly, they take the message of Australia back to their home country and become a tourism ambassador.
In a perfect world, he says, they'd take home only good memories and leave their hard-earned cash in local communities around Australia.